Let's continue with our down and out series. We're covering off the teams that were eliminated in the Stanley Cup playoffs to take a look at where they've been and where they're heading. And today up is the Florida Panthers, Mike. When you look at their biggest offseason question, some may say, what do they do with the coach? Will Andrew Brunette be back? We have no indication to this point that he will. Kevin Weeks from ESPN reporting days ago that the Florida Panthers have fired their assistant coaches. And now moving forward, to me, I think an even bigger question than that is what happens with Jonathan Huberdeau, eligible to sign an extension this summer? He's Alexander Barkov's running mate. Obviously, those two guys have been in South Florida for a long time together and key pillars of their success. Huberdeau coming off a 100-point plus season, the most assists in the league by a winger. When you look at their summer, is that the number one thing that stands out?
That's number one, and I think the coaching decisions are going to be big. Like I would like to see Andrew Burnett either get a vote of confidence or we just need some clarity here because not us as media
He's
members, but as a
twisting in the
team. Like
wind.
Burnett's, yeah, dude, he's got to fill a staff. He needs to get his assistant coaches, and I talked to a longtime assistant coach last week who said, "Man, I don't have anything. I don't know what's going on here." This is the exact type of scenario where I think there's a lot of people waiting to see, and coaches want to get hired as soon as they can so they can get settled, and you want to get the top talent. So that's first and foremost, and then you have to decide, like, man, Barkov, Huberdeau, Bobrovsky, you can have three guys over 10 million bucks on your roster. Like that's realistic. So you got to start looking at paring money down somewhere. And Hornquist's deal at 5.3 really stands out. Can you really live with that if you're Bill Zito? You're going to have to create cap flexibility somehow because they only have 5 NHL defensemen on one-way contracts right now. And that's an area that needs players, man. They need D. So I'm not convinced that this is going to be a smooth offseason with the Panthers. I think they may have to move out some pieces to create some space. And I look at the pieces they'd like to bring back. Man, Mason Marchment, I don't think he's going to be too expensive, but that guy, when he came out of the lineup for Florida, it sure changed for them, I thought, in playoffs. I thought he was awesome. And the biggest thing is they got to have a better power play. We've seen this, right? Like power play is terrible in playoffs. They couldn't score. Probably a reason why McKenzie and Samuelson left, I'm guessing. So that's obviously an area of concern. But Frank, I don't see how they run it back with 3 players on those big of contracts. And I don't know how you get rid of Bobrovsky's if that's be the one that you'd look to get rid of.
Yeah, I was going to say, let me throw my hot take bit on for a second and ask you this question. Would you consider trading Spencer Knight, given that he's such a valuable piece and that you probably won't be able to trade Bobrovsky if you're trying to make your team better and Bobrovsky's locked in for the next number of years?
It's the catch-22, but no, I wouldn't trade Spencer Knight. My reasoning for that, and we talked about it yesterday, nobody's won a Stanley Cup in forever without homegrown talent. You need young goaltenders that you can have that can develop within, that can be there for 10 years, that are going to win you a cup. If you got to get creative with Bobrovsky's deal down the road, you got to do that somehow. But I would be very hesitant to get rid of Spencer Knight.